Dictatorship is not a single idea. It changes shape depending on time, technology, ideology, and fear. Across history, dictators have ruled through terror, charisma, propaganda, or control of information. This video breaks them down into 7 levels, from local strongmen to global symbols of absolute power. Level 1 dictators usually control small territories or fragile states. Their power relies on militias, family ties, and fear rather than ideology. Institutions are weak, and loyalty is bought instead of built. Francois Papa Doc Duvalier rose to power in Haiti in 1957 by exploiting class divisions and superstition. He created the Tonton Macao, a private militia that terrorized civilians and eliminated rivals. Rather than developing the country, Duvalier ruled through paranoia, turning the state into a personal kingdom defined by violence and corruption. Idi Amin seized power in Uganda in 1971 through a military coup. His rule was marked by ethnic purges, economic collapse, and unpredictable decisions. As international pressure grew and internal opposition mounted, his regime collapsed, and he was forced into exile in 1979. Level 2 dictators often emerge from the armed forces. They justify their rule as a temporary solution to instability, but many remain in power for decades. Augusto Pinochet took power in Chile in 1973 after overthrowing a democratically elected government. Thousands of political opponents were imprisoned, tortured, or taken out of this world. While his regime brought economic reforms, it did so at the cost of fundamental human rights. In Argentina, Jorge Rafael Videla led the country during the period known as the Dirty War. The military government kidnapped and murdered suspected dissidents in secret detention centers. An estimated 30,000 people disappeared, leaving families without answers and a society traumatized long after the dictatorship ended. Level 3 dictators rule through ideas. Ideology becomes the foundation of power, promising equality, revolution, or national rebirth. Opposition is no longer disagreement, but betrayal. Fidel Castro came to power in Cuba in 1959 after leading a successful revolution. He transformed the island into a one-party communist state. While his government expanded healthcare and education, political dissent was eliminated, and the media tightly controlled for decades. Mao Zedong reshaped China through radical ideological campaigns. Programs like the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution aimed to rapidly transform society, but instead caused widespread famine, violence, and social collapse. Quick pause, this part is short, but before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support the time and effort that goes into creating these history videos. All right, let's continue. Level 4 dictators seek total control. Politics, culture, education, and private life merge into a single system. Joseph Stalin consolidated power in the Soviet Union through purges and forced labor camps. Millions were sent to a better life through executions, starvation, and repression. The state rewrote history, erased enemies, and made fear a permanent condition of life. Kim Il-sung founded North Korea as a hereditary totalitarian state. He built an intense cult of personality, portraying himself as the nation's eternal leader. Isolation, surveillance, and mythology combined to create a system where the regime controlled not only actions, but beliefs. Level 5 dictators rely on charisma and mass mobilization. Benito Mussolini used spectacle, uniforms, and symbolism to popularize fascism in Italy. He glorified violence and expansion as national rebirth, eventually dragging the country into destructive wars. Adolf Hitler combined charisma with advanced propaganda and racial ideology. He dismantled democracy from within, then ruled absolutely. His regime resulted in genocide and the deadliest conflict in human history, showing how emotional manipulation can scale destruction to an unprecedented level. Level 6 dictators maintain power through modern systems of control and repression. Xi Jinping centralized power in China more than any leader since Mao. Facial recognition, data tracking, and digital censorship reinforce authority without the need for widespread violence. Control operates quietly, embedded in everyday life. Saddam Hussein ruled Iraq through extreme repression and an intense personality cult. He survived coups and wars through violence and intimidation. His eventual downfall revealed how absolute power can appear unbreakable, yet collapse suddenly when its foundations give way. Level 7 dictators become symbols rather than leaders. The state, the nation, and the ruler become one identity. Kim Jong-un inherited absolute power in North Korea at a young age. Nuclear weapons, isolation, and spectacle define his rule, while fear and loyalty maintain internal control. I guess all of you guys already know the North Korea situation, but we'll make a video about it anyways. We just hope he doesn't start World War III soon. Dictators differ in style, scale, and ideology, but every level reveals the same pattern. When power has no limits, it reshapes society entirely, and never without a cost. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you directly support the research and work behind these videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next chapter.